All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Thursday. Thanks for being here. Welcome to another instance of the stream where we build and design and do all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm very excited because today was, got a giant cowlick over here, need a haircut. Was able to finally finish my Horizon Zero Dawn machines and most of the layout for the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm going to pull it up here real quick for y'all to see. Hopefully. So yeah, I finished it this afternoon and was really happy about it and came together really well, I think. What is that? So I'm going to hide that for a second and move this over here. So yeah, I think it came together really well. I'm very excited. There's a lot that works that I'm really excited about. There's a lot that doesn't. It's a little busy. This background here is being held up by boxes and books behind it. It's not super stable. It's very wobbly. So I'm not opposed to maybe taking the sign off of this, the logo off of it, and kind of putting it up on its own, maybe a little scaffolding or something like that. So, but I'm also thinking of maybe like putting some tiles on this to kind of make some mountains in the background. Hills and mountains and stuff to add a little layer of depth, which I think will be nice. And then I think I could get these to attach at least to the bases of this. But again, most of it's done, right? There's a little area underneath where the Stormbird is where I need to finish out. But I mean, I've got some Bannock paintings on the mountain over here. There's like a bunch of flower beds and stuff. I'm going to put some more like of the yellow rope, climbable areas, the highlighted yellow stuff on a couple of these areas. And then over on the other side, I was going to do like the entrance of a bandit camp and maybe fill out these ruins a little bit more. So it's a little more of the world that Aloy lives in. Hello, James. How are you? Cheers. We're doing Moscow Mule tonight. I realize I haven't really done one of these in a while, and I felt like celebrating, so there you go. Tasty. So, tonight we're building... Oh, and here we go with the camera again. This stupid OBS thing, man. This is, again, with this. Literally just started this and like set it up 15 minutes ago. It works great. Came back in, camera's working great. As soon as I start streaming, it goes crazy on me. So, primary set to build tonight. We're doing this space set. I'm just going to keep doing that add and, cancel and add on the camera again. So sorting brick. Nice. Good deal. I almost feel like I don't have any bricks to sort anymore. That Horizon Zero Dawn thing has like, it's wiped me out of 16 by 16 plates. Between me and you, I've dipped into the 90th anniversary play brick a little bit because I was running out of just random 2x4s that I could use to like prop up plates. So I know which ones are which, so I can dump those back in after Brick Rodeo. But also, I think telling you this as a board member, I feel like the 90th brick, we're not going to be able to use it as play brick, really. I feel like we should dole it out to people. I'll bring that up with the group. It's just sat since we did the Brick Rodeo sign. I think we could probably make packets of it with like, you know, one of 10 or so of each color and then just hand them out at a meeting. So I think that'd be a thing to do. All right. So yeah, this is part of the new space line. A bunch of these sets came out. There's like a ship, a base, There's a Friends line that did it. One or two of these. There's a couple Technic sets that did this space line. This is all kind of, it's not Artemis per se, but it has that same sort of vibe. I mean, we can bring it to places as Playbrick. As long as we don't have to, because there's blue in it, as long as we don't have to separate it from the blue Playbrick. That's my only concern, is that there's 3 tubs of the blue Playbrick, or 2? 2. And I have 2 tubs of the 90th anniversary token of appreciation. Once this is done being built, if there's time, we'll do an Easter egg house. This was a gift with purchase for Easter. So if we run out of time on this, because this is only 300 pieces, so I have a feeling we'll get done with it pretty quick. Unless I just keep talking. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't know that we're going to run into anything. If we can't use all of it at Brick Rodeo, then there's not going to be another event where we need. And it just died again. Oh, I remember we used something like that when we were at Create or Maker Faire, where we had like play brick on one side of our display, and on the other side we had like a table where it was like that random brick. And if I don't notice it, by the way, and this build camera locks up, just say something in the chat. I'm trying to keep my eye on it, because sometimes it's like this where there's not. Just like now. What the heck? Oh no, it's still working. I had one hand moving and the other one wasn't. Like this I won't be able to tell if anything's on there or not, but if it looks funky, just let me know. Yeah, and we built we also had, I think Lasso had a bunch of cars. I don't think this has stickers in it. That's really neat. All right, cool. That's pretty cool. I will scan these later. It's a little QR code for your points. Lug 90th anniversary Playbrick as well. Do you have like a big tote of it? I'm pretty sure it got a bit scattered, but I don't really care. It hasn't been really washed or anything. So, but the only thing has happened is. We had several lug members build it, and then it was a sign for a while, and then it fell over, and then we had everybody scoop it up into a thing, and then it just sat in a tote forever. So, oh, fresh, never used, perfect, still in bags. That's awesome. All right, so. Bag 1 is going to be the only thing we build out of this. This is going to go really quick. I may have to crack into something else to build. The digitization of the Degrassi School is done. I need to tell Alex about it. And I need to run renders if she wants renders. If she doesn't want renders, I'll just have to ask what she wants done with it. Just turn it over to her. It's her product. If she wants to play with it in studio, that's up to her. I still think it's a good thing to submit to ideas. They'll neuter it with some of the things that she has in there, but I still think it's probably worth the effort. Speaking of, I should put this in the community thing. There is Lego Ideas usually does these things called Lego Challenges. And this challenge recently, we've got 2 going on right now. One is Turn Back the Clock. This one started back in April. Or back in early March. And it is... if you could have one property from the 80s as a Lego set, what would it be? And so I basically just submitted my Gunstar from The Last Starfighter. because that's what I would like to see. So I did my Gunstar Microfighter. And it was, I don't know if I've spoken about this, but it was a bit of a harrowing experience. Because it didn't matter what I rendered or what photos I took. Every time I submitted it, it came back as it's too fuzzy or it's too out of focus. It doesn't show enough of the model. The background is distracting. So these were from, I got the images were too blurry from the highest renders I could do in studio. They were too blurry. So here's your, oh, and we're frozen. It's got astronaut here. It's a newish astronaut look. Come on, focus. Focus. I think it must be something competing with the camera itself. I don't have anything else running. I don't have Slack. I don't have, there we go. I don't have Discord. Kind of a neat backpack. I don't know what you would put on that clip back there, but then there's also these new aliens, and I don't think this is a new part. I think this is a, I think this is either a plant or like a crown or something. But the heads, I think, are newish. So there's your little alien squid people. Those are cute, super cute. Put those right next to the person down here. We got 2 of these. And we've got enough, this is kind of morbid, but we've got extra pieces, but not another head. So I don't know what you want to do with that, but now we've got 1 extra body, just no head to go with it. Yeah, I figured it was, I seem to remember it was a crown of some kind. Angry Birds makes sense. So I finally got it submitted, and I had to cheat a little bit because on the LAN, there was an engagement person who was basically the one who was letting us know about the project, and if they had any questions, let them know. So after my 3rd time submitting, I was like, hey, am I doing something wrong? Why am I, it's a very small model. I've taken pictures, or I've done renders from like 6 angles. They're all cropped right. The whole thing's in an image. It's a dull blue background. There's no distracting background pieces on it. Why does it keep getting rejected for image reasons? It's not being rejected because of IP, because the IP checker said, yeah, it's good to go. And it's not being rejected because they didn't think it was a good model. I'd rather that. Hey, we're not doing microfighters. Hey, this is too small. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Fine, that's whatever. As long as I fit the rules of the challenge, why am I being rejected on technical issues? That was the frustrating part. So I finally got it submitted, or I finally approached this guy, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I sent him the pictures. He's like, honestly, it looks fine. Send me your username, and I'll get it approved. So if Johnny's watching, and if you have problems, I know it's only a couple days left till this is done. Let me know and I'll see if I can talk to the dude. But yeah, it was really frustrating because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I took photos from all angles on a white background, and they're like, the background is distracting. I'm like, there's nothing on the background. There's no reflections. There's barely any shadows. So I was like, okay, I guess that's whatever. So here's a neat piece. It goes along with these gems. Oh, just now died. So weird. It's the same color as these gems. It's a little more purple in real life than it is blue on the camera, but it's that sort of pearlescent, sparkly a little bit. Very cool. And this is a little battery. This is a cool little tile. I don't know if that's been used before. A little battery that says, hey, I'm low. It's battery powered. little robot camera car or something. Goes along with the crew. All right. Nice tile piece too, right there. So yeah, I'm very happy with the, so anyway, I got it submitted and it's up on ideas now. You can look for, if you go to ideas and go to the challenge section, these aren't things that, people can vote on, but you can go give it a comment. If you like it. I think there's one or two other Gunstar or Last Starfighter models. There's one I saw specifically that's, it's a big sign that says Starfighter or Last Starfighter. And, it has like a little, about microfighter size Gunstar in the top. And then it's not Salieri, that's, Mozart. Robert Preston's character that recruits him. It's his car down at the bottom of the thing too. It's really neat. Salieri. Somebody's like, how come you didn't put Grig in there too? How come you don't have room for 2 figures? I'm like, well, because it's a microfighter. I suppose I could have made it a little bigger, but then it would have been a microfighter. It would have been like a midi fighter. But yes, should have Greg in it too. With his wife and 5,000 little Griglets. Can't tell. I think this is on this side. So now comes the unenviable task of packing all this up. I'm not sure, still not sure if I want to bring my microfighters or not. I've got a big Mars base. I've got Q2 Stadium. I got the UT Tower. I've got Castle Walls. And I've got the Horizon stuff. That's a lot of stuff to bring. So not sure if I also want to add all the microfighters because that's a lot of setup. The UT Tower takes like 30 seconds to set up. The Q2 Stadium doesn't take long to set up. Horizon probably won't take long to set up. It's all individual plates. I learned my lesson. So I can stack these plates kind of sideways in a box. And then every machine will get kind of laid down in a layer with t-shirts on it. And it's just going to be a bunch of boxes. The background's going to be a little weird to do depending on how I build it. The backdrop. But that can be just taken apart in plates and built in place when I get there. Probably won't take too much setup. The microfighters, though, it's 60 or 70 Ziploc baggies that you got to open and then put in place, and you got to make sure that the levels are all properly leveled, and you got to make sure that the drop cloth isn't going to pull funny, and make sure everything's balanced and spread out. Okay. Oh, this just needs over here. And one more in front. This could actually work pretty well. Camera's frozen. I'm hoping this just works after a time. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a browser and say camera, OBS, camera keeps freezing. Just leave that tab open while I'm doing this. So this is a pretty good setup. I could use these colors actually on our Mars base. Throw in a little dark brown in there and I think it'll work pretty well. Just kind of put this under a crater or something. I think that'll work just fine, thank you. Some cool extra tile bits here. I'm always liking the 1x1 extras. And that's it for this page. Like the whole thing is It's got these jumper plates on it, but I don't know why they're jumper plates because nothing attaches to these. I don't know why these guys don't attach to them. They're just inside the crater. Keeps them from rolling around, I guess. I don't know. This person's taking pictures of funny aliens. Look at those funny aliens. Hey, look at that. And here's our little car. All right, so page 2 is going to be our book 2. So weird that they had to have 2 books for this. Nope, this is the same one. 2 of 2. So I brought this one up too because, and you can't really see it, this set is called Space Explorer Rover and Alien Life. And there was a set that came out 4 years ago called Space Rover Explorer. And it didn't not look the same, but it had alien life. It had a little other vehicle to go with it, and it had an astronaut. And that's not too shabby, man. That's really great. Like, I kind of want to go back and get it. I think this is a little more realistic looking than what we have now. Like, I get this looks like a race car. Like, we've established ourselves on the moon. Our technology is wonderful. And now we're going to start crater racing. I think this is a little more realistic, and I think it looks a little more fun, honestly. It looks like there's more play features. The alien life is a little more unique, but you could get this one too. I'm just saying, it looked great. So other than sorting, James, how you doing? How was your Easter? How was your week? Are you all prepped for the rainy day eclipse that we're gonna get? I think that's hilarious that we've got, like, my company's closed. We've got declarations of disaster declarations for Central Texas, and nobody's going to see anything, which I'm bummed about, but also I think is hilarious. So this is a new kind of print. I didn't show it off there because the thing was over the top of it, but it's a newish print for the space people. If this will focus for me. There we go. It's got like a space logo on it. And then what looks like part of their, almost like the white part is armor over a gray part that is underneath the body. So that's interesting. That's what it looks like with the legs. So yeah, it's kind of the gray and blue or the environmental suit part of it underneath it, or the green. And then this part that is the kind of harder exosuit. And also, this is interesting. This visor. So I don't understand this. This visor does not go up and down. It's stuck in place because it's a big visor. But this visor goes up and down. That's a motorcycle visor. This is a permanent in-place visor. I'm hoping it's not because they think that this person needs to raise their visor so they can use the camera, because that would be dumb. I'm going to open up my helmet so I can use this camera. So he's going to look off in the distance. I put in time off for 9 months ago for the eclipse, keeping the kids out of school that day to watch it together. They're giving us a variety of wine about it. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, for a while we were getting those solid gold ones, which I thought was great. I liked those. I get that you couldn't open them and close them, but I'm like, this is kind of what the astronauts look like. It's hard to do a separate one inside that also does the same thing. It's just not big enough for that. And yes, I also took, I think I put in for the time in December, like early December, I'm like, oh yeah, we've got the eclipse next year. I'm going to go ahead and put in for that day off. And then the closer we got, my grand boss said, we won't, the eclipse is on Monday. Our meetings are usually Monday. We just want to have a meeting that day. Stay home. It's going to be crazy. And then after a time, our company finally went, yeah, we're closed. It's going to be nuts out there. I was like, yeah, that's sweet. I'm getting my vacation day back. And then I just keep tracking the weather and I'm like, nope, nobody's going to see anything. I haven't seen a piece like this ever. I don't do boats and I don't do planes. I don't do a lot of city stuff. And this feels very much like a city piece. It's going to be the back half of the thing, the loading area. I'm sure there's going to be a little vehicle that comes out of here. This guy. Going to be parked in the back there. You're making your employees work that day and then you're going to stay home. Benevolent tyrant. Benevolent dictator. I mean, it's not going to matter. It's going to be raining. Nobody's going to see anything. It's going to be dark and cloudy, and then at some point around 1:30, it's going to be slightly darker. I don't even think like the neat... I mean, it may be stormy clouds. Like if it were storm clouds where it's like that sort of a storm's coming in and then a storm leaves. But the way that whole week is shaping up, it's like it's going to rain for 3 or 4 days, which means it's going to be heavy overcast. It's not just going to be like, ooh, look at these wispy, puffy storm clouds that are going to come in. Nobody's going to see anything. Again, it's going to be hilarious. I'm only laughing because I've seen one before. I've seen a solar eclipse. So I'm okay missing this one for it to be cloudy. You take your chances. Weather currently shows no rain that day. Where's my phone? My weather app, as of an hour ago, showed 50% chance of rain that day. And then like 70% Tuesday and 40% Wednesday. So like that all 3 days. Yeah, I'm kind of a dick like that. I'm like, yep, I've seen one. No big. I have shirts. We bought shirts. We did have to, I mean, the trade-off was we had to go to Kentucky. So. But it was still fun. Went to a big field. There's a ton of people. Took forever to get out of there. Everybody just watched and lost their minds when it happened. We all collectively lost our minds. It was nice. And we were kind of available for the annular eclipse that happened in October. We were up in Colorado and we were at the wolf rescue up near Uray, Fountain, Divide, wherever it is. And I knew it was coming. Like, we both knew it was coming, but Beth had never seen wolves. So she's like, I've seen an eclipse. This isn't even a full eclipse. I've never seen a wolf. I'm going to look at wolves. And I'm like, this is the 3rd time I've been to this place. I'm going to look at the ground where all the neat shadows are. So that's what I did. We actually asked them later if they noticed that the wolves behave differently during an eclipse. And the lady's like, I honestly have no idea. Oh, and here's your new reddish orange. Solid color. Really enjoying this color. Kind of feels like ketchup a little bit. Are you doing laundry?
Yeah, there were some clothes that Kate added that to.
Oh, okay. Little princess is peeing on our clothes. Yes, ma'am. Nope, hate this song. So it should get a little darker, and I think the animals should react a little different, but I think as long as it's cloudy, we may not notice much is happening. Have to see. Hopefully, like the storm percentages keep getting pushed back. So it was like, first it was like raining from Sunday to Wednesday, and then Sunday kept getting less and less, and now it's nothing happening on Sunday and a little less on Monday. So maybe it won't start until later the day on Monday. Hey, Beth, on your way to bed, could you lower the temperature a little bit? Just like to 70 or something? It's really hot up here. So yeah, still going to be exciting. And if nothing else, still have a day off. So I do. Beth doesn't. The whole city's going to be shut down, but she's got to go in. Beth got a new job. She went back to the company she was working at before, but in a different capacity. So hopefully it'll be more in line with what she's doing now, but just with a different company. The current company she's working for has been a problem for her. So this is a good move. It's a little more pay. And she actually told her current bosses that they're like, look, she's like, look, I'm miserable here with the way things are working. If I go to this other place, at least I'll be paid more and be miserable. So, and then my eldest got a job, or got an offer. They haven't taken the job yet, but they got an offer. They do data science. And that's what their focus is in school right now. Their graduate program is in data science, and they got a offer to do work with HHS here in Texas. So that's super cool, and it pays like stupid amount, like almost as much as I'm making. It's really ridiculous. I'm sure after taxes it's whatever, but I'm really hoping they take it because I think it'll be really good for them. Plus getting in the ground floor of a government job. That pension, man, that retirement. So hopefully they get it. And it's remote, so they don't have to come into Austin if they don't want. They can stay down and at campus and finish up their degree. So everything's coming up. Oh, this just tell me to get that out of the way. Yeah, I'm very excited for her. At some point, she'll make more than me. And that's what I'm hoping for, because she has the degree and all the marketable skills. But it's also in social work. So no social worker gets paid very well. Oh, there's 2 more pieces there. So let's see, news of the Lego world. I saw tell of so there's the new Star Wars stuff coming out in May. It's the Sith Infiltrator, the Scimitar. Is one of the earliest ships that Lego did in Star Wars. And it's Darth Maul's ship from Phantom Menace. And then there's like a clone battle pack. And I think also was, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, so I'm going to say this really quickly and then be done with it. But I think there was a UCS sail barge. Jabba's sail barge was going to be the big May 25th release, I think. At one point, I thought I even saw that it was going to be the UCS Ghost, which I felt was weird because they just released a Ghost. So I don't think I'm going to get the UCS sail barge. I haven't seen any images of it. But I didn't get the original, so maybe I'll get it because I didn't get the original. But I do have a microfighter sail barge. It's not mine. It's not my design, but I still think it's great. I don't think the person who originally did it has it for instructions or anything. So again, this isn't mine. I had to scour the webs. Let me dust this a little bit so it shows up better on camera. These that have been sitting on the bottom of this shelf have not been dusted in some time. And they sit on a bottom shelf, which means they get all the dust from all the animals and stuff. I'm going to have to go down there and see what for. And generally, I don't dust things with a toothbrush, but I don't know where my watercolor brush is. It used to be right up here. I think I maybe took it into another room. Anyway. So there's this microfighter sail barge. It's a little big for a microfighter, but it still serves its purpose. Again, not my design. I wish I could remember the name of the person who designed it. I got it off Flickr, and I basically had to reverse engineer it. They built it for like a Eurobricks challenge a long time ago, and then immediately took it apart. So there were no images. The only thing I had was a couple of images to go off of. So this may not be exactly what they built, but this is as good as I could get. And I think it works great. And yeah, it has the Hut Slayer Leia in there, otherwise known as the Slave Leia outfit, which you can't really get anywhere anymore. So the figure alone is probably worth something. That's the thing about some of these microfighters is I've got like really expensive figures in these ships with like $5 worth of pieces. I'm going to make an Ebon Hawk for the Darth Revan figure, so that'll be... And then I'll make up like a fake Darth Revan to display it. I'm not going to take that anywhere. I actually finally put him in a little baggie. So now he's actually officially in a little baggie. He's not just sitting out anymore. But like, I think I have a gambler Lando from the Solo movie. He's not cheap. I got a Shock T. She wasn't cheap for a T6 shuttle. It's the only time I really go in on minifigures is the when I need something that goes well with whatever I'm designing. And here we are again with why that's like that. It's not a 1x2. So my guess is there's going to be a gold jumper somewhere else in the model. Yep, here we go. So instead of doing 1x2 plates, they just do extras of those because they'll work there. Which seems to be a thing that you do. Not me, man. I'm like, is this one piece? Could I replace this with other pieces somewhere else in the model? Not going to do it. But I am not Lego. Trying to remember, I have a beverage. I was thinking of doing 2 of those in 2 hours. Might get a little messed up. Other Lego news. So that there is a new challenge. There is the what would you like as a gift with purchase? If you got a gift with purchase, what would you want it to be? That's the latest challenge. The turn back the clock 80s thing, I feel like this is really cool. I want more. I want a ton of these. I want nothing but these little screens with stuff printed on them. All kinds of different stuff. I think that's amazing, and I want all of them. This is something that wasn't really a technology back in the days of classic space. Like, we just assumed everything was going to be on these big screens. We didn't, I don't even think conceptualized thin, transparent, almost holographic screens. So this kind of stuff is really great. It reminds me of like Expanse stuff, right? Everything's on a glass surface, or everything's in a very easily transportable plexiglass kind of thing. Anyway, I don't remember where I was going. I feel like the turn back the clock could give the builders at Lego a few ideas, but not a ton. It could be for some icon sets, or things that they could maybe go after the licenses for. Like if they don't already have Last Starfighter, or if they don't already have Red Dwarf or something like that. Whereas the gift with purchase, I think it's just like, yeah, we were thinking of doing that anyway. That's a great idea. But they had a top and bottom, not three sides with no frame. There was a sci-fi movies. Oh, I'm missing some. There was a sci-fi movies in which had that type of screen, flat panel look taken from subs, which have projections on them. Oh, okay. But they had top and bottom, not three. Yeah. So I remember they do have sometimes, they had the ones that I liked before this were the slopes and then the reverse slopes, and they had prints on them, and you could have like 3 screens like that. That's really cool. I hate this piece. This is my least favorite piece. It probably won't be hard to get out of that, but anytime you add that piece in, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to have a hard time getting that piece out. Okay. I'm a little sad now because now that all the machines are done for Horizon, I've got nothing to do. I've got nothing to sit in here and sort and build with while watching Frasier. So I got to get something else going on. I do have to build a challenge, monthly build challenge for. It's still like 2.5 weeks away. I've got time. But it's basically just a tower on a 16 by 16 plate, and I hope I kept that plate because I think otherwise I was out. I think it's in the bag still. I used all my other 16 by 16 plates for the display. And I still don't have what I'm going to do in mind. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do for that. So I'll be inspired like the day before or the week before. Ordered parts for it already. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep to whatever. I've ordered so much for the Horizon stuff that I really need, and I still need some. The plate that the tall neck came on has this really great, it's olive green tails or trunks with like dark red cones, and I'd call them Apollo plates, but I don't know what they're, hollow stud 1x1 round plates in dark red. And it makes, so in the game, Aloy hides from machines by crouching in this grass, and they lose sight of her, right? And so that grass is everywhere. In some instances in the game, there's patches of it that lead you a certain location, so you can kind of get by them if you don't want to fight them. You can always just jump out and go, haha, and like attack them and press your luck. So I want to order a bunch of that grass so I can put that on the display, so it's part of the thing, right? It's like 10 parts short, some crazy color parts. So yeah, I mean, it's all, every time I order, this is infuriating. I hate these pages with one step pages. Ugh. I'm not the target audience for these little sets. Please just put like 4 or 5 bricks on here, please. Be like a 3-page instruction booklet. When I do order parts, I make sure to go through the cart with the shop, and if I feel like it's a part that I need, I'll get extra unless it's kind of expensive, and then I'll just hold off. But for the most part, I will try to at least get, like, it depends on the part, at least get 2 more, whatever it is, at least get 2 more. If it looks like they're, let's say I need 4 of something or 5 of something, and they have 8, I'm like, well, I'm going to order all 8 then. I mean, it doesn't serve any purpose not to do that. I'll wipe you, and it's easier for them just to go to whatever drawer they have and just empty the whole thing. Not going to be a jerk, and we have 8 in stock. I'm going to take 7. But yeah, so I need grass. I need to still build a bandit camp, but I think I've got the parts that I need for that, because that's going to be some of those logs. It's going to kind of look a little westerny. It's going to be logs and things sticking out, and I'm going to try to make it look like it's got a funny paint job on it. I don't think I need... The only thing I really need is the grass. Everything else I should have. I'm really hoping I don't have to order parts for a while. Because then when the show's done, when Brick Rodeo's done, the display is going to go away. I'm going to take the display apart. But the machines I'll keep. I would really like to recoup some of the 2x4 bricks, the big plates, the base plates, that kind of stuff. But all the parts locked up in the machines, they can live there for a while. I want to eventually do all the rest of the games and have, I don't know how big a display it would need for that, but have both games and both DLCs. Here's all the machines from them. And everyone always jokes as well. They're like, you should build a Horus. Now, a Horus is what's called a chariot class in the game. So there's not reconnaissance. Well, it might be reconnaissance. But there's 2 major classes. There's resource gathering and combat. Those are the 2. And then there's chariot class, which are only 3 machines. Ooh, right off the bat, we got some more of this. They're just going in on this orange-red ketchup color. And I'm here for it. I really like this color. I want to get a lot of pieces in this color and do a themed spaceship like that and sand blue. Look how good that looks. Right? Oh, that's really nice. So 2 of them I've built. It's the Deathbringer, the really big black one with all the guns, and then the other one is the Corruptor, which is, it looks like a big scorpion on legs. It's very spidery and alien looking. The third, and one that I'm never going to be able to build, is called a Horus, and it is basically a giant factory. But it's also a killing machine. It is like a terraforming, big, multi-tentacled thing that's as big as a frickin' mountain, right? And one of the levels of, I think it's not Frozen Wilds. It's towards the end of, I think, Zero Dawn, where you go into one and you have to like find parts of this technology that you're looking for one of the players in the game. And so you go inside this thing, and then as you're coming out, you're basically sliding down the arms where all the loose cables are and everything, and it's really fun. But it's massive, and the whole reason there is a oh hi Greg. Oh, watching Wonka, cool. Yeah, we want to watch that. We heard it was pretty good. But I try to get Beth to watch new things, and it's very hard. So hopefully soon. So after Forbidden West, there was a DLC called Burning Shores. And the reason Burning Shores was a PS5 only was that in the game, they animate this massive, massive machine, this Horus, and you have to fight it. You know, little Aloy with her bow and arrow has to fight this giant mechanized Dr. Octopus kind of thing. And they couldn't make it so a PS4 could run it. It was too intense. It was too much for the machine. Too much for the memory, too much for the whatever. So they're like, it's going to be PS5 exclusive. And everyone got butthurt about it. But it was fun. My week's going great, Greg. I finished up, pretty much done with all the Zero Dawn machines. And I'm like 90% done with the background for them. And, ooh, I don't think I have a boat bottom that's trans red. That's really nice. I'd get a bunch of these for like, I bet there are some that are out there already. Brake lights and whatnot. I just don't think I have any. Had a nice weekend. This weekend coming up, I think, is going to be pretty cool as well. We're going to go hang out with some friends tomorrow night. A pre-clips gathering with some friends at Austin Beer Works. So I'm going to Austin Beer Works, James, and I'm going to scout out the rooms to see what kind of space we're dealing with so I can kind of plan for September. Completed Final Fantasy Rebirth. Is that the latest in the franchise? I haven't played a Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy 1. Whatever one looked like, and I think I talked about this at some point, whatever one looked like it was a precursor to Doom, that's the one I played, where it was like barely a scroll through play one. You kind of walked through areas and it was very low graphics, and you had to like pick a move, and then it would say what the attack was, and then the thing would shimmer and it would knock points off. And that's the last Final Fantasy I played. Back in... It's part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake saga. Okay, cool. Is this going to be a twofer? I think I saw that this... Nope. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you are playing a cool game. I have a friend who just got back into town who works with PlayStation on sound design, and he did the sound design for Spider-Man 2 and Ragnarok. And so we were talking about games, and he said, here's some games you should play. And he said he could float me a discount if I wanted. But he's like, you need to check out Inscription with a Y. SCRY. And then another one called Inside. So I'm going to try those. Because I'm in the middle of games right now. I don't have any games to play. You're saving up for the Apple Vision Pro. Jesus, isn't that like $3,000? That's a bit of a save. All right, this still isn't... It's not connected yet. If you are a stand-up comedy fan, here's something I can tell you guys. Oh, that's ridiculous. No, that's like... It's literally like 4 UCS Millennium Falcons. That's so much. And honestly, I don't know what I would do with it. Walk around, pinch in the air and stuff. I don't know. Good luck. Have fun. I hope it's awesome for you. I like these pieces a lot too. I need to get more of these. These make great little like heat sink looking pieces of greebling stuff. Flipped over, put on the back side, and then so those are the 2 games I want to get next. See how much those... Oh, I'm also going to try the Ghost of Tsushima. I've been wanting to play that for a while. I hear it's just the best game ever. One of the best games ever. I still think Horizon's the best game ever, but that's just me. What's my new favorite pieces that came out recently? Well, you missed it earlier. My new favorite color is this orange-red. Red-orange. Wow. Good gravy. That bag was insanely hard to get open. And they're going full in on these colors. Got lots of these colors. I think the whole slate of space stuff has this orange-red. I think the Friends set has the big orange-red tires. Like the big chunky, big fat round tires. And I think the Technic set has a bunch in it. The really big ship Technic set. They really went all in on this color. It's great. In terms of parts, though, here you go. Here's a trans black canopy, so you can add another canopy to your trans blacks. New trans black. I'm trying to think of an actual part that's new that I liked. There is in the X-Men, and I have one over here. The Beast figure in X-Men comes with a it's not a periscope, it's a microscope. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. Comes with a microscope, but it's built with this 1x1 round plate, but it has this bar that's a 90-degree angle. And it's neat looking, and I like it. And it could be very useful for small builds of stuff and mechs and small buildable figures. So there's the new-ish space thing. I almost want to buy a ton of those, James, for our Mars base. I mean, I don't think we need to get anything custom printed. Let's just see if we can find a bunch of these. Might be cheaper to get Josh to custom print stuff. 1x2x2 modified grill variant. That's what this is, right? Those pieces under there. Those they look like, right there, they look like shock absorbers, but I always think of them as like heat sinks. There's new tiles coming out, and I think they're in some speed racers or something. They are a 1x2 tile, just a tile, not a slope, but it's got that corner. I don't have any here, but it's got that corner that's like one of those curved slopes that are angled one way, a wedge piece. So it's a 1x2 tile with like a 45-degree cut on one side. Those are pretty cool. I think there's some other nice parts. That's about all I can think of at the moment. These are pretty cool. We got 4 of them in this set alone. Everything's running on batteries, and these are the batteries. Pretty cool little tile to go with it to show you what the battery life is. That's pretty reflective ink. It's like a reflective pink color on that print. Pretty cool. And that goes in here to show you what its battery life is. It's good use of a sword. You got an epee or a foil. Don't know the difference, honestly, but this is a great use for that. As an antenna. So keep that in mind when you're building stuff. This is a good use of an epee. I'm sure other people have done that. New slopes in Speed Champions. I've seen some of those. Are pretty cool. Speed Champions seems to be the place to go to get new parts. It always seems to be the place to go to get new parts. And I think because they are doing so many sets so quickly, because they're relatively the same size all the time, but because there's so many variants of cars that they can get to really quickly, they're just cranking them out, and they want them to be a certain shape. Because cars, like a Moon Rover, you're like, I don't know what it's supposed to look like. It looks like my imagination. But a Ferrari or a Honda or a Land Rover or a Mercedes or something, they all have specific shapes. And you try to make it look as like as possible. I just realized I don't have my phone up here. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I would normally not be so worried about my phone, but got a lot of planning stuff this weekend with the kids, and I want to make sure that I am available to take their call or their texts. I'm not going to pull up Discord. Well, I can pull it up here. I was going to not pull up Discord really because I don't want it to take my camera away from... Oh, look at that. That's pretty sexy. Yeah, there's two of those. I've seen one of these already. The like 2x3 one. That one's pretty nice. I haven't seen that though. That's pretty hot. I like that. Oh, and then the cheese grater without the grills in it. I think that's what you're talking about. The 1x2x2 modified grill variant. It's a variant because it doesn't have a grill in it. Super, super awesome. This is a relatively new piece. I haven't seen that before. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just means I haven't seen it before. Some roll bar thing. I'm sure it existed on like a... I feel like that would be on a amusement park ride set. Or a dune buggy. Or a fire truck set. Something EMS related. Good use of fenders. Just kind of give it a little... kind of a nice look. Go in there. And again with the tile, this tile is going to be everywhere after a while. That shape. Seriously, I might buy a bunch of these and just stick them on my Mars base. So this is purposefully put on just a couple studs so you can take it off easy. So my guess is there will be stuff in there. And we're pretty close to being done with this guy, so we'll pop open the Easter basket here in a second, or the Easter giveaway. Sorry, I was reading messages. Very interesting that they've got that off-centered. Oh, because they've got something going on the other side. I was like, that's cool. And then on the thing you go. And what I do like, ever since a certain date or age, is that everything is sealed. I know we all have a fondness for classic space, but everything is like wide open. Nothing is closed off, which is fine if you're fully sealed in a spacesuit. You're good. Ooh, got some shock. Some absorbers. I almost feel like I don't want to put them on here because they, no matter what you do, it's going to change the shape of the piece. It's like you get hoses and springs and it's going to change the shape forever, no matter what you put on it. The rest of these are wheels, man. I think I had an extra, this is going to be an extra battery. And I think they're going to tell me to put it over here, if they didn't already. So I'm wondering if across all of the different platforms, or all the different themes, all of these, because I know I was reading a review about the Friends versions of this, that they're like, it's cute that they're all batteries and something. So I'm wondering if they all are batteries now. I mean, they would have to be anyway. There's no way you could have, I mean, you could if it was a sealed chamber, but you wouldn't be able to really have like gas powered stuff. Interesting that they used those gear pieces instead of, they usually just use those little bushings to make a separation, but this time they kind of, which is kind of cool because it looks like that's actually what it would be for that wheel. It's not just a little Technic separator or something. So that looks kind of cool, actually. Fan of that. Right. We got 6 of these, so... I know these are repurposed probably from another Technic car of some kind. They're repurposed steering wheels. I think it looks a little weird to have an actual wheel only have 3 spokes on it. So that's my only complaint. It's a cool piece, it's a cool color. It just feels like you got all this trouble to give it like shocks and give it like realistic sealed in compartment spaces, and then you structurally give it weak wheels. But that's just me. So here's your exploratory vehicle, your exploration rover, space exploration rover, and alien life. So there's your alien life. Here's your little rover. See what it says these things do. Yeah, you put that back on there. put a pilot in there, and that's it. So this, I'm guessing, is... Well, I don't know what that's for, honestly. Can you put this guy back there? You can take the battery off and put him back in there. So that's where he can go. Maybe like that. So if you take one of the batteries off, you can put the little drone car in there. I don't know where your battery goes after that. And you can put your pilots in here, but they can't have, there's no real storage space for their... And I don't know how they want these guys to go in there. It just says they go in there. So your two people can go in here. There's room, and they can just sit up. So it's a little weird because they've got... It's got room for them to... Let's see if we can put all this back on. I'm thinking of the playability factor here. So first of all, you've got an extra battery that it can't go anywhere, a camera, and binoculars. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no like little box for them to go in or anything. And if you open this up, that's easy enough to get into these things. I've never liked this in models and toys, where instead of like having something that opens up like a hinge, like if this opened up like that, that would make kind of in-universe sense. And if this like opened up like that, or if this opened up like that. But to take them completely off is just, it's a piece count thing. It's a little lazy, but it's, whatever. So this could be a little confusing for people. I guess you could just shove these in here next to them, but there's no like, usually they put like a little box in here that's got a lid and you put stuff in it, but they don't have that in here. Again, the idea of this being sort of a sleek race car type thing, they got to get out to the crater fast and take pictures of the aliens. So they send El Speedo here. So the only confusing part about this is you have the seat. I call these foot panels. Those black foot panels in there where you can kind of put people in there, right? But there's no reason to do it because there's a full square for their butt right behind it. And there's nothing keeping them from going in there. So, and then they don't jostle around while you're spinning donuts on this thing. So, minor complaints, but here's your vehicle. There it is from the side. I've got smallish hands, but you can kind of see how big it is. It fits in the palm of your hand. The front's got these things that bounce up and down, right? So it does feel a little kind of like it would actually roll over terrain with the wheels in the back. And it's got a good color scheme. Sand blue and those new dark red colors, or orange red colors. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're just going to leave this out with all its stuff like that. And then we'll do, let's do a little house. Let's do this little house here. Johnny was talking about this on his stream, how sometimes, like the box for this, the box for this, gotta slice it. And I don't have my slicer. I specifically bought a box cutter for this, and now I don't know where my box cutter is. Haven't seen it in weeks, so I'm gonna have to buy a bunch more, I guess. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do anything with that. Hang on. And that kind of thing I can't even blame Beth for. I'm like, where's my box cutter? She doesn't know where a box cutter is. She will never use a box cutter, has never used a box cutter. Was she out in the garage, like, breaking down boxes for recycling day? No. Just me. It's a fat book for this little set. So this is 40682. Let's pull this up. We'll do 40682. Instructions. Not available. Let's build again or brick instructions. Let's find out. Search. What was it? 40682. That's interesting. Not found. I mean, I know it's newish, but... Huh. All right. Well, I guess we're going to old school then. And let's just go to the build camera here and we'll go old school with it. Got a piece of paper book here. Probably not a big deal that they have instructions for a gift with purchase, but there you go. As many bags. I oddly have... Where's my drawer of Easter? So, I have an odd amount of Easter sets. I don't know why I have this many Easter sets, but I do. This isn't even really all the Easter sets. This is just the last couple years. But I feel like every time there's a new gift with purchase, for Easter, I'm always buying something. It's easy to do. So I'm kind of glad the May 5th release Star Wars sets are not like awesome. Because I need a break from buying some stuff, and this is perfect. Like, I probably won't get the UCS. I don't think I'm going to get either of those other things. I can save up a little bit to go on a trip, or again, like the UCS Venator, like I keep threatening to do. So that'll be nice. And now that all the projects are done, for the most part, I can stop buying so much for Brick Rodeo mocks. Do you love all the Lego Pagan Holiday sets? I don't have as many Christmas sets as I do Easter sets, which is really weird. And despite Halloween being one of my favorite holidays, I don't have nearly as many, if any at all, really, that are still like kind of to get. Because usually I would take these out, and I didn't this year, but I would take the Easter sets out and I would put them up places, kind of as decoration, just because I think they're neat, you know, little bunnies and chickens and eggs and stuff. I keep looking up here to scroll through instructions, but I don't see any. They're right here. I get the, I generally just get the advent calendar. And then if there's a gift with purchase that's Christmas oriented, I'll end up getting that just by default. But I don't go out of my way to get like, oh, it's the new elf set, or it's the new North Pole set. I have a couple, but not many. Knock on wood, the camera's been going for like an hour. As soon as I say that, it's going to shut off. Well, that's just about the cutest thing ever. And of course, it's a jaunty feather. Cute little chicken. Boom. Space chicken. It's going to be part of the aliens. We've discovered chickens on Mars. Telephone the president. So, other than the eclipse, does anybody have any grandiose plans for the weekend coming up? Lego or otherwise? Any movies, plays, concerts, sporting events that you are going to attend? Any family reunions? I know school's still in full swing, so probably not a ton of things going on, but just thought I'd ask. Because this has been 2 hours of me talking to James and Greg. A super chill stream. I don't know which way this is. Okay, I'm guessing that way. James, how is your lighting and wiring going on your monolith? On your Martian monolith? Putting in a water heater for your mother-in-law. Is this the same mother-in-law I heard stories of from the last sorting party? Going from a 40-gallon tank to a 2.5 gallon per minute tankless. Neat. Say mother-in-law. Fantastic. I wish you the best. I'm not familiar with why you would do that. Water conservation, maybe. Also, I think you tend to those tend to have coiled heaters in them, right? So you can get hot water faster, so you're not running it just to get hot water. Ordered parts, Lego, and other lighting parts are distracted by sorting bricks. Oh, okay. Not a problem. I didn't get to make it to the cool sorting party the other day at Lasso's. I forget why. I think maybe I was at a game or something. I don't know. I had a, oh, something to talk about. So I went down to talk to Thundercloud. They actually approached Josh. So he approached them. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Just smacked the bejesus out of my hand. Rolled a shot going from $500 a year in electric to $75, according to the government mandate tag. Cool. That's cool. Oh my god. I was trying to pull, like my shirt got caught up on a belt loop, and I was trying to pull it, and it slipped off. And I smacked the heck. I went like this, smacked the crap out of my hand. Little bunny. Little bunny there. Be better looking like that. Oh, he's got stuff. So we approached, oh, look, a water fountain or a water bucket. I don't have any of these. That's cool. They said they'd be a sponsor, you know, like sandwiches or something for volunteers or something. They'd work it out. But also, they wanted to know if we'd build stuff for them. And Josh said, I know a dude. And so I went down and talked to him. And they had some great ideas. There was a dude there who knew about Lego and knows about some stuff, and he was the one who I was talking to. And then another guy who was, I think, like up from his level, who actually got back into Lego since he was a kid during the pandemic, and then has just been like not hoarding but going strong with the collecting ever since. And then their boss, which I'm guessing is the head of Thundercloud, who was just like very excited to kind of just get things going and get things involved, and let's get some engagement and have fun. And so I think what it's going to come down to, and I'm still working this out, and I haven't decided if this is something that voice gave out. My voice has been doing really weird stuff lately. I'm not really happy with it. I've completely lost my singing voice. It's all gone. My upper register was shot. Last week I had like a weird, like it felt like I pulled a muscle in my throat, or I had a swollen something just for like a day or two. I was like, well, I should go to the doctor. And then I was like, I'll call the doctor tomorrow. And then tomorrow it happened, and it wasn't there anymore. But I completely lost my entire upper register singing. Like I can't sing any of the songs that I used to sing. And I used to be able to do like a kind of a high rock type song. Like I could, you know, I would sing Queen and Guns N' Roses and Boston and stuff. And there was like a 90s song that came on, like Eve 6 or something, and I couldn't even do that. I was so bent out of shape. I was driving home. I was not crying, but I was really, really upset. Like if I were in therapy, this would be something I'd talk about in therapy. I'm just really bent out of shape. I love singing. I love singing by myself in the car. I love going to karaoke and doing it. But what's been happening to my throat and my voice the last few years has just been so distressing. And this was just another nail in the coffin. I'm like, well, I can't even, like, unless I'm just, you know, singing like Neil Diamond all the time, which is fine, but that really limits the songs that I like to sing. Anyway, still losing my voice is what I'm saying, and it's really bothering me. The same one she has was $550. The new tankless is $200 plus $100 additional plumbing and electrical supplies. But I'm guessing also that's less per month electrical and water. So a little upfront cost, but you're still doing well on the over time. So anyway, talk to the Thundercloud guys, and I haven't figured out yet if this is going to be something that'll go through the lug or if I just want to do it. Because it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot of anything yet. But, what's up, Gears? No, upfront cost is $200 less, and annual electric is... Yeah, see, it sounds like it's great. I would do that if we actually owned this place. If we owned this place, I would get solar panels, I would get an electric guitar, I'd get a house battery. Like, I would do all kinds of stuff. Sink it all into upfront costs, and then, you know, get paid to put stuff back on the grid. So I'm going to work on designing a submarine sandwich that's also a submarine. And I'm looking at you yellow submarine for inspiration. Yeah, so here's the Rover gears. It was a real fast build, about an hour, 15 minutes. I feel there are some design drawbacks, but overall, this was like $35, and I got it for $5 off at HEB because I bought over $25 worth of toys. You buy $25 worth of toys, you get $5 off your bucket, your grocery basket. So I was like, well, I'm already getting groceries and I'm going to get this toy. So that's $5 off this toy. So it's $30, which $30 makes sense. $35 is a little much for a, non-IP set, if I'm being honest. And I think the wheels probably make it a little expensive. This canopy makes it a little expensive. But I don't know what else makes it expensive. The springs, maybe? I don't know why it's so much. There are a couple really big pieces in here. That big honkin' hull piece in the back. Some of these slopes, the tires, the wheels inside the tires. Probably jack the prices up a little bit, but... And it's cute. It comes with some aliens, these new looking aliens with the Angry Birds crowns. James pointed out Angry Birds crowns. So it's not bad. And then there's figures inside here. You get 2 figures with mismatching visors. I still don't get that, but okay. So, submarine sandwich. Submarine. We build, or I design it. We get the parts. I explain to him how, like, time dilation on parts. You can't, if we get it built, if we get it designed within a week, you're not going to get those parts next week. You got to order. And the one guy was like, yep, you got to get them through Bricklink. Nope, you can't, And he was very quick to go, whatever we do, we can't sell. And I was like, yes. So I told them, you can't sell anything if you buy it from Lego. If you get it from Bricklink, you could probably sell it, but they really frown on it. And you can't print anything on a torso. Yes. They're the new orange red, as I like to call it, ketchup. That's the new ketchup color. There's a handful of pieces in there that are that color. Nice big 1x plates in there. Some modified plates with the bars. This roll cage piece right there is new. It also comes with a little Rover in the back here. And you put a battery on this Rover. Right, it comes with those little batteries things, and that drives around. So there you go. Bob's your uncle. These are the new battery pack things that I think all the sets are going to start getting. All the space sets. So they're interchangeable batteries. I think I saw those on the Friends sets too. So, yeah, new red color. Leaning way into it. I love it. It's a good color. So they were told they can't really print anything on a minifigure, but if they printed like on a tile, they could do that. So like the Thunderbolt symbol that they have could go on a tile, and then you could put the tile on the shirt of a brickhead, right? So instead of like a minifigure with a logo on it, you could make a brickhead of somebody and put. So I said that could be an option. So what they're thinking of doing. And this is kind of like just we were spitballing for about an hour, and this is kind of the idea we came up with, was that a couple of the stores probably will we'll figure out what a design for the thing is. And then we'll order the parts and get them all built. And then they'll put these up in the stores, kind of up on shelves or behind a box or something. And kids will see them. And there will be a contest where... kind of don't have that piece over here. Oh, rolled over here. Where kids will be encouraged to build their own submarine sandwiches, right? Something like that. Sub sandwiches that look like submarines or something to that effect. We couldn't really, the one guy was very honest about saying there's not really a whole lot we can do with our sandwiches that, you know, it's like build a different sandwich. It's like they all kind of look the same. It's a big thing of bread with a bunch of stuff in it. You can't really differentiate the two. So we thought about just doing a submarine that looks like a sub sandwich, vice versa. And then having kids build their own. And then there would be some judging, and kids would be approached if they won, and winners would receive, you know, a free sandwich or 5 free sandwiches or something, or a family pack of sandwiches. And then maybe like a little Lego thing, because I was like, now you can do them as prizes, whatever you get. So we could do like a smaller version of the sub thing, or a Thundercloud employee brickheads or something, right? As part of a prize package. And then if they wanted to, they're also talking about doing brickheads type figures as the employees around all the stores. They have 25 stores. I didn't realize it was that many. And each store apparently has a bit of a character. Like they have, the managers were really good at kind of building them up a little bit and doing stuff with them. So each store would get a brickheads of the biggest character that works there or something. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. I haven't, like, they approached us through Brick Rodeo. So I feel a little bad that it was not, that I haven't gone to the lug yet, but at the same time, I'm just doing a single design right now. And that's not really something I need help with. But I want other people to have the opportunity to do things like that if this is stuff they want to do. So I don't know. I'm still at that point where I, you know, say, hey, lug, would anybody like to do this? I don't necessarily need help, but if you'd like to be involved, let me know. And I don't think there's not there, you know, I'm probably going to ask for some pay for it. And if we involve the lug, then that pay goes to the lug versus just me collecting on it. And I don't know exactly how much it's going to be. It might just be like, yeah, we'll set you up with some sandwiches. They did say that if we had a big event, they would set us up with some discounts on catering and stuff like that if we had a big thing. So if we have a meeting where we want to have sandwiches at the meeting, that's something we could do. We could talk to them about that. So I thought that was kind of cool. That was the thing that happened this week. All right, we got 1x5s in tan now. I'm keeping track. We've got white, we've got black, we've got dark gray, we've got tan. I don't think we have anything in green yet. Well, I don't know that Josh went to any of the other co-chairs and was like, does anybody else want to do this? I think he specifically said when he was talking to them about the sponsorship, they said, oh, and we'd like to talk to you about doing this other thing. Seeing all this butter yellow through the course of building this and then getting like real yellow, I'm like, oh God, it's so orange. So he just, I think, instantly said, yeah, I know a guy who does that. So it's fine. It's whatever. We also got another, it's not an invite because you don't have to pay to be in it, but I think if you want certain things, you have to pay to be in it. We got invited to Maker Faire is firing back up again since the pandemic shut it down. And got an email about that. Ooh, neat. Nice. I love this sea foam kind of color. It's really washed out on the camera. Sorry. But it looks good next to this regular yellow. It's a good color combination. Down here you can see a little better. It's not as washed out. So I turned that over to Tim because he has been with me at most of the other display things, like the mini maker fair in Pflugerville, and it wasn't even a maker fair, it was the mini Comic Con. He and Lasso and I did that. But again, that was I just emailed everybody in the lug and was like, here's the thing, would anybody like to go to this? I don't think I have anything, and the downside is it's like next week. And I have a lot of stuff I could bring, but I also want to give other people, I want to get other people involved. Hey, if you still have a big build that you want to bring, that you'd like to show off at this place, it's just a couple hours. You probably will meet a few kind of groovy people doing Maker Faire stuff. Get involved, man. Not everything in the lug is just meetings to get free Lego. Because the free Lego is not going to last much longer. Our recent support was not very... what's the word I'm looking for? Abundant. It was a bit anemic. So I don't know if it'll even last really until we get our support later in the year. Just gonna have to make it work. I still have some stuff left over from previous, but I mean, everybody's going to be getting robust. Thank you. That would be another, would have been a perfect word. Everybody's going to be getting Technic forklifts, those like 70-piece Technic forklifts, and copies of, what's his name from Frozen? Olaf. All those Olaf sets I've been hoarding. I've been hoarding quite a few, thinking that some of the smaller sets, thinking that they'd be great use for like prizes or giveaways for kids at the children's hospital or at other events. But I may need to tap into those a little bit. We got a very large $300 set that I'm not really happy that we got, because I would have rather had 5 $60 sets instead, or, you know, 8 $40 sets or 10 $30 sets. So I'm going to make an announcement about trading them. I think I told you about this. Olaf the AFOL. That's perfect. I may talk to people about trading it out for something. I already talked to Will a little bit. He said he's got some stuff. I think I got some stuff. It's the Orient Express train. So I was actually thinking of trying to find a bunch of sets to trade that for. But I'm going to bring it up at the meeting and give everybody sort of an opportunity to come up and say, I found a bunch of sets at whatever. And if you got them on sale, then it's worth the MSRP, not the sale price. So try to give people more for their dollar. But I think you have probably a lot of sets, so maybe I should just go through you and be done with it. You and Will and Glenn, I think, have a lot. That's pretty cute so far. I like the little stone porch thing. Yeah, if you've got, like, I may just talk to you about it. I'll talk to you and Will and see if you guys want to fight it out or whatever. Because I'd already mentioned it to him, and he said he'd look at his stuff. I don't know that he'd really care about getting the train set. 4 and 5. Oh, 5. But whatever. And that's the thing. Like, this would be a great end of year holiday set, right? It's actually a little too much for an end of year holiday set. where before I'm trying to get rid of $100, $120 sets. And now it's like, what am I supposed to, what the heck? And that eats up the whole budget for all of the support. So we got 18 months ago, this support, no, 18 months ago, fall, we got 90 sets. And I was freaking out because there was so much that I had to like figure out how to do for Christmas. And it was like my first year doing it. The first time I received all the sets, I basically just got everything figured out from the inventory. Next year we got 60 sets, or the next 6 months got 60. 6 months after that got 60, 66, and then 61, and now we got 31. So, and I don't want to be a jerk about it. Yeah, it's way too much. And that's the thing, like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't sell it. We can't use it as a raffle, so I have to give it away somehow. How am I supposed to give that away in a group and not have everybody else in the group go, why did they get a $300 set? So I have to break it up somehow. Anyway, where was I going with this? Some good color combinations over here. This is this medium. This is like a medium blue. The blues really throw me because they look different in the instructions. They look different on Bricklink. And there's 6 blues. At least 6 blues. Not even when you factor turquoises in, because turquoises are more of a green blue. But yeah, there's like Maersk blue, light blue, medium blue, dark blue, sand blue, blue. And then whatever this is. I think this is medium blue. Because even the big set for small sets won't be enough for 30 plus people bringing. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, I didn't want to make it stink about it, but I was like, we get 50 people coming to the meetings. Here's another blue. And between 25 and 30 of them, the last 3 months have been 29, 30 people bring a set. And I try to reward people for bringing a set. And if you give me 30 sets, if you give me 29 of something and then one $300 set, that's one meeting. And so for the next 3 months, we don't have any, or the next 4 months, we don't have anything. I don't know. It's frustrating because I feel like this is just another sort of snub at lugs. But so I didn't say anything, but I feel like, and there's a group that I talked to on Discord that's like some of the ambassadors, and they also got this, and they're like, I don't know what we're supposed to do with this. Like, were you guys trying to offload a $300 set? Really? Jeez, man. Give that away as like a employee Christmas gift or something. Don't give it to the lugs. I feel comfortable sharing this stuff on my channel because of the 5 people who watch. Nobody from the LAN. I would be shocked if I got a report that said somebody was watching me and I was very disgruntled. Well, then I'm disgruntled. There is a guy. He's kind of a new-ish figure on the group, and he's in charge of what's called. He's a AFOL engagement team member, and it's called like grown-up engagement or something. We made fun of it because it sounded like golf when they gave it an acronym during the last town hall. It's like, we've got AFOL. We're fine. Don't go changing. It's like when George Lucas tried to change the timeline to be like 0 AB. The focal point was this year, and everybody went, no, it's not. Stop trying to change stuff. But apparently is a pretty good dude and will respond well to requests to talk. So maybe I will bring it up with him and be like, who do I need to talk to about this? Because it's two different issues. The first issue is the one I already mentioned, where if you're using your support to support your lug, in a way that I think most people would just assume that we're supporting the lug by handing out sets to people when they show up to meetings with builds. And not everybody does that, and that's fine. But that's really cute. But they also stopped reading reports that we would give for like everyday meetings, just the average once a month meetings. And I don't know where that came from, but I remember like last year, somebody's like, they don't read those reports. Those reports don't do anything. I'm like, well, how do they know like how we're doing as a group? So I stopped for a while, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing reports because we have grown tremendously in the past year. We've at least doubled our membership. And I think we're just getting more and more people excited about coming to meetings and more excited about building and going to events. And if I'm not telling the LAN about it, how will they know? But even then, I don't think to them it matters that we have 50 people at a meeting. 50 people at a meeting on the regular, like active 50 active members is one of the requirements, not the only requirement, but is one of the requirements for tier 2 status. Which we just don't have they don't care about us getting together. They only want us to report on the displays. We do, which can't read that word. COA library, HS cons, yeah. But we, honestly, we've been getting more people at our meetings than we have at these other events. And I've been trying to get people to like promote more events so we can get more people looking at our stuff and getting more people involved and word of mouth and things like that. So that's why I'm trying to do the beers and bricks thing at Austin Beer Works, which I think the Maker Fair is going to be a big thing. But the problem is we do these little, like the Pflugerville Library was great. Oh, the Austin Library thing was just, I need to talk to them. I don't think it was planned well. Super Bowl Sunday, and then starting the workshops the moment the library opens, and I had nobody in my workshop at all. Justin had 5 people. Tim had a couple people, and then I don't know what they said we had about 50 people walk through, and I'm like, 50 people? For the amount of effort that I put in to get the people who were there, that's not worth having 50 people walk through. I could randomly go downtown and just sit on a corner with my Lego and get 50 people. What's up, Zissou? You got about 4 minutes left before we're done with the stream. Thanks for popping in to say hello. I hope you're having a good Thursday. I'm sitting here complaining about stuff, so it's probably a good thing you showed up and got me talking about something else. So we already built the Moon, Mars, whatever, alien planet rover with alien life forms, and now we're building some bunnies and an egg house. Yeah, it's nice. There's some issues I have with it that are more of like a design standpoint, kind of space nerd standpoint. This looks like a race car. Doesn't really look like a moon rover to me, but I think a lot of kids would like it because it looks like a race car. And it's got some playable features that kind of remind me of old days of space exploration. It's got the little hatch in the back for like, you put your the little car back in there. You can put this guy back in there. It's got cute little aliens, right? The canopies come off and it's got a couple people in there. So it's overall, it's a very solid set. I think it's about $5 overpriced at 35 instead of 30, but that's just me. I would recommend picking it up though. It's kind of nice. How are you? Oh, I didn't put this on here. This is adorable. This is really coming together really nicely. This is why I like the Easter sets. I like the color combinations, the pastels. I like the parts that we get for the most part. So I'm very excited about this. I'm doing great. Got my Horizon stuff done. Met with a big sandwich company here in Austin to do some work for them. Got an Austin FC game coming up this weekend. Gonna go see friends tomorrow night at a brewery. That's gonna be great. My eldest child got a job offer. Beth got a new job offer. My son got his car totaled, so he got insurance money to get a new car. Things are doing pretty good right at the moment. I don't want to even really jinx it or talk about it too much because I feel like something could go wrong. But there you go. There is your adorable little Easter gift with purchase egg house. So this will be a lovely addition to my other bucket of Easter sets. I'm very excited that right on time. Look at the timing. I'm gonna scan these 2 instruction books and call it a night. Which one has the points on it? Probably the first one. There's 2 QR codes. I'm wondering. I'm gonna take a chance. Yeah, it's great. I'm very excited about all my Horizon Zero Dawn stuff for the most part. But like it's all been Lego. It's been meeting with people to do stuff. It's been planning for Brick Rodeo, organizing parts and talking to sponsors. I know everybody on the team, James, has been involved highly with all that. It's getting crunch time. We got 90 days. I just saw the email. We got 90 days till Brick Rodeo. So we got to get some stuff done. Got to get things mapped. Got to get things ordered, organized, packaged. Like it's going to be go time from here on out. But yeah, I'm excited about some other stuff going on and things are looking pretty good. So with that, I don't think I have anything on Sunday. Let me make sure before I say that I'll see you all on Sunday. Nope, don't have anything. I don't think I have anything on Sunday. So, and I don't know what to do yet. I'm getting to the bottom of the barrel for like set building. So Cliff, you have impeccable timing, my friend. Popping in at the last minute to say hello. I hope you're doing well. How are you? We've got Easter and we've got space here. So moving forward, I may be able to do some design stuff with the thundercloud sandwich thing. So maybe Sunday we'll kind of break into that. It may be some sketch work. Like I may be drawing some stuff out and just playing in studio. Let's try that. Let's see how that rolls. Because I don't really have a whole lot else going on. I've just got to figure out how to pack up all my mocks for Brick Rodeo. So not a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, we'll do that. So have a good weekend. If I don't see you before Sunday and you will, you're in the path of totality, please try to see the eclipse. We're going to get rained out on Monday, I think. So it's not going to happen here in Central Texas, but, if you're anywhere that you can see it, please try to see it. I think that'll be great. Haley Bricks, I go for 2 hours. I started at 8. You got to ring that bell so you get a notification that I started. But I'll be back Sunday, 10 a.m. Central. I'll be doing some design work. So we'll see you then. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves and talk to you soon.